Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Joker 2019. Joker was directed and one of the producers was Todd Phillips, who worked on the Hangover movies. Todd Phillips, I know in interviews, have stated that he pitched the idea of Joker without it being a Joker movie around, and he couldn't get it to be made until he's like, well, let's make it a Joker movie. Read that. I've been trying to find quotes exactly saying that, but it's hard because most articles by Bob Joker, it was like all the incels, all the people coming out doing dangerous things because of the crown prince of crime, blah 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 blah. It's ridiculous. But anyways, besides the point, it was written by Phillips and Scott Silver. The music was done by Hildol Grundudel. If this is German, I believe this is German. Go on a dot. I butchered that horribly. I think that's one of my worst butchers. 4 times. That's pretty bad. I do apologize. Warwick Pictures distributed the film. The film had a budget of $55 million and made $1.079 billion.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching,
I don't even have to say that it made its money back. It made its money back. Because normally you would times the budget by 2 to get like an approximation of advertisement costs. Just unless you can find like advertisement costs somewhere, but that's kind of like the rule of thumb. It's not exact science, but best you can do. Well, even of course, even that definitely made his money back. But I would like to go over the cast and any words I would know them from real quick. Joaquin Phoenix plays Arthur Fleck. Robert De Niro plays Murray Franklin, and he also played Jack Tiberius Brandes and Meet the Parents. I probably butchered that too. Lastly, Francis Conroy, who played Plentyfeck, also played Martha Kent in the DCAMU. And now we can get on to the review. We start with the movie seeing our main character, Arthur Fleck, doing his clown makeup. And, we get him doing the trial thing that he does. And you give a tragic crown crying. Symbolism. First, because he works for a crown service basically. First, doing a sound dancing for a music store that is going out of business when a couple of kids steal his sign and beats him up. Arthur is seeing his therapist. The therapist is going through Arthur's journal and joke book that he's supposed to keep up with. Arthur wants more meds, and his therapist is you're on 7 drugs away, and Arthur's well, I still feel like shit. So he goes I want, that's why I want some more. Arthur's making funny faces at Ken on the bus, and his mom did not like that. Can't necessarily blame the mom if just a stranger is randomly talking to you. I get you'd be I don't want to say overprotective, but you'd be protective of that for obvious reasons. Arthur bursts out an uncontrollable laughter due to a condition that he has. Arthur lives with his mom, Penny. Penny lives to Thomas Wayne and believes that if he was elected mayor, he's the only man that can save Gotham City. Murray Franklin is a talk show host that Arthur and his mom watches together. Arthur imagines that he and Murray have a bonding moment. Arthur doesn't know his father, so basically he views Murray as his father figure. Even though they haven't met before, they haven't talked, they haven't shared any dialogue. It's just, he imagines Murray going I would give up all this, the cameras, the lights, the crowds, the band, the couches, if you could be my son. Basically, a son like you. But that's going on in Arthur's head. A coworker named Randall gave Arthur a gun to protect himself, just in case he gets attacked again. Guns are no at work. I mean, makes sense. Alpha gets in trouble for disappearing and not like returning the sign from a music store, and like his boss is like, look man, the dude's going out of business, he wants his sign back. And Alpha's like, I was jumped. And he goes like, well, I mean, I gotta take the sign out of your paycheck. Alpha's upset about this, of course. I mean, don't, let's say, blame him. Alpha meets a mother named Sophia, which her name isn't said in the movie, but it's in credits, she's credited, you know, but that's the name. And her kid in the elevator. Sophia and Alpha are sharing a moment by doing this, like, you know, the put the gun to the head as, like, Sophie's kid is talking about how shit the apartment building is. So her mom is like, bleh. And Alpha reciprocates the bleh. So, a moment. Penny thinks that Thomas Wayne will help them out financially. Also, Penny doesn't think that Alpha is funny enough to do stand-up. Alpha's like, yeah, I'm working on my stand-up routine, and it's going well. And mom was like, don't you have to be funny to be a comedian? Just like for most sharpest comment as well. Alpha accidentally shot his gun in his apartment and lied to his mom about it. Say he was watching a war movie. Alpha is stalking Sophia. Alpha goes to a stand-up routine and laughs on everything besides the punchline and doesn't take away correct things. Like he writes down because the guy is talking about his teacher of fantasy.
But I'm a teacher and you're my student. Why are you...
He's like, sex jokes always funny. No, but hey, you know, he isn't getting the joke, per se. Why people are laughing. So Sophia asks Alpha if he was foreign home, and then he invites her to his stand-up routine, and she agrees to go. Alpha gets fired from the clown job that he had because he dropped his gun at a children's hospital. Yeah, that's a bad look for multiple reasons. Randall lied about giving Alpha a gun, but Alpha also lied about why he had the gun. He said it was part of his routine, not say, hey, I was jumped as a self-defense. And like, Randall said that Alpha tried to buy a gun from him, or was looking to buy a gun from him. Alpha gets attacked by some kids on the train for his uncontrollable acid because they were like harassing a girl, and Alpha was like, that's the last thing, and like they go, you think that's funny? And then, well, they get shot. Two of them get shot, and then Alpha chases one down as soon as the train stops. Alpha runs from the scene of a crime and dances in the bathroom. Alpha goes to make out with Sophia. Oh, Sophie. Yeah, it's Sophie. I haven't been saying Sophia. Sophie. It's definitely Sophie. Anyways, Alpha goes to make out with Sophie. And, you know, after killing a bunch of people, you know, that naturally gets everyone horny and borrowing horny, you know?
I'm horny!
You just gotta make out with someone. It's just how all murders are done these days. News of a killer clown hits the town. Alpha confronts Wando about giving him the gun as he cleans out his locker. Wando doesn't, like, confirm he's like, what are you talking about? Alpha marks out a sign that says don't forget to smile don't smile as he's, like, leaving the clown building. The news mentions that the witch, there's an anti-witch feeling out there, like, a movement of settlement, amongst the people. As, like, a TV, news stations interviewing Thomas Wayne. And Thomas says, like, hey, this is what I'm wanting from Arrow. The city's crazy, you know? Like, and he's so condescending to, like, people who are less fortunate, people who cannot get ahead in life. He goes, like, well, the clowns! If a killer clown dude on the train killed with 3 bullets, which I haven't met, the good people, I haven't met the good people. Like, you know, they have a gut to show their face and, you know, work hard, like us, yeah. they can do something with their lives. And just like, again, they fucking condescending about the whole situation. Alfred tells his therapist that he doesn't think she listens to him when she's trying to tell him that, trying to tell him that, hey, the city cuts funding, well, there's no public therapist section here. And she goes like, the city doesn't give a shit about you, but if they don't give a shit about people like me either. Which, I would get into more details about this later. But I like one thing this movie does. No one is 100% correct. Everyone is flawed. Which is very genius how they do this in a way that doesn't make anyone feels like overly evil, per se. Because it'd be very much easy to villainize one side. I mean, this is a message about mental health and how, as a society, we don't do enough to help that. And then classism and, like, not helping out for less fortunate and all that wonderful, wonderful stuff. But, like, you have, like, this therapist scene. She doesn't listen. Like, I mean, maybe this is not for Zach a good comparison, but I've been watching Monk recently in my free time. Just got started season 8 as the last season as I'm watching this, and I feel like, based off of, like, the 2 scenes that the therapist is in, she's not a good therapist. Well, I'm using the comparison of, like, Dr. Kroger and Dr. Bell from Monk, but the thing is, she doesn't, she's like, oh, it sucks to be you, you don't get your medication. They're like, okay, well, let me refer you to someone, let me try to help you get the help you need. She's like, sucks to be you. But she also has the point of the city doesn't care about, awful, because it doesn't. So, there's a million things that therapists could do to help awful at least transition to something else. But she's like, peace out, sucks to be you. Again, that's like one of the genius parts of this movie. Alpha goes to do stand-up, he laughs at his own jokes, and seems to hit off with the crowd. Alpha goes on a date with Sophie, who thinks that the killer clown is a hero. Alpha reads that one of his letters that his mom plans on sending to Thomas Wayne, and Penny claims in the letter that Alpha is Thomas's son. Alpha confronts his mom about it, and Penny explains that she agrees to stop seeing Thomas's stacks of papers and all that fun stuff. So Alpha goes to Wayne Manor and meets Bruce. Alpha plays with Bruce. Alfred shows up after seeing Alpha point his fingers, and Bruce is like, I can't do this. Laughing, putting a smile on his face. So Alfred's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing to Master Bruce here? Alfred says that, like, Alfred's mom is crazy. Alfred attacks Alfred and lets go after seeing Bruce scared. Alfred's mom fell ill and got sent to the hospital. Cops asked Alfred about, like, hey, basically questioning him about the murder clown. And Penny had a stroke after the cops questioned her, so, like, that's why she's in the hospital. That's why she's fallen ill. And Alpha lies to the cops about why he got fired. He goes, like, basically just shrugs him off. So Sophie is with Alpha in the hospital. Murray shows on TV Alpha stand up, and it seems Alpha really bombed, and Murray's making fun of him. Clowns have become a symbol to say fuck the witch, which that's ironic because if you watch any Batman thing ever or read a lot of Batman stuff, for one thing he says he wants to be a symbol.
The only thing between the innocent and the predatory. No, that may be.
I really like this discussion between the two, because I'm so used to seeing Alfred being, like, so supportive of Bruce, but it's nice to see, like, a disagreement between the two about this.
So no, Alfred. I am not in over my head.
But yeah, I think it was, like, too expensive for, like, to make because it was unstable compound or some shit like that. That's like one of his go-to lines in me. I feel like he wants to be a symbol. symbol of fear, vengeance, whatever. Symbol of hope, whatever. So it's kind of ironic that Arthur here has become a symbol to say, not necessarily, well, fuck for which, Batman is obviously witch, but like, he has become a symbol on accident without even trying to become a symbol like Batman strives to be or has become, or like, depending upon points of his career and what he's doing. So I did find that ironic, per se. Thomas thinks that people should be grateful that he's willing to help them out. Arthur sneaks into the event to see Thomas. Arthur confronts Thomas about being his son. Thomas says that he is not the father and tells Arthur that he was adopted and Penny got sent to Arkham Hospital 30 years ago. Thomas attacks Arthur after he didn't believe him. The cops leave a message on Arthur's phone as he climbs into the fridge. Arthur got asked to be on Murray and he said yes. Arthur goes to Arkham Hospital to see his mom's record and learns that his mom was crazy and was charged with endangering a child because he was tied to the rail and his mom didn't do anything to stop her boyfriend beating up Arthur. And his mom claimed that Thomas Wayne made up the adoption papers for Arthur. So there's that one line there. Arthur stole the record and reads it for himself, and that's when the whole, like, the Penny claimed that Arthur, or that Thomas made up the adoption papers was during that part. Arthur walks into Sophie's apartment and does the gun thing. That freaks her out. They show that Sophie never spent any time with Arthur. It was all in his head. Now, there were hints of this, of course, like the Murray thing showing that Arthur bombed during his stand-up instead of a round of applause that he thought he got. But this way blankly states, hey, Arthur has delusions. Like, he pictures things on really bad. I'm not sure if delusional is the correct, proper terminology, but he's imagining things. But again, no, one of the beautiful things about this film, and why I'm worried about Joker 2, is that this film, you do not know how much of it is true, if any at all. And that is another thing I really like about this movie, because of the Killing Jokes line of Joker saying, well, if I'm gonna have a backstory, I would want to be multiple shows. And this film about that quote. So again, I'm not like, if you have a sequel, I feel like you have to have like a canon event. Like, there has to be like a true timeline of what actually happened. But again, Joker 2 hasn't come out yet, as Thomas recording this video. So again, who knows? It's too early to judge that. But again, one of the things that this film does brilliantly, 100%. You don't know who to believe. You don't know what. And again, you don't even know the whole thing is actually happening. Okay, we get to that, but yeah, it's brilliantly done. Arthur killed his mom, as he states that he used to see his life as a tragedy, but now he sees it as a comedy. Arthur practices how he would go on Murray. Arthur puts on clown makeup for Murray show. Randall and narco-worker Gailey faces Arthur to see how he's doing after his mom died, to like make sure the stories match for the police, because the police went to crash and like the clowns at the clown job. Arthur mentions that he's doing great after his mom's dead. He's like, I'm free, I'm good, without my meds too, I feel great. And then he kills Randall with scissors, basically after he mentions the police, really. And bashes his head and multiple times into the wall. Arthur lets Gary go because he was the only one nice to him. We get the famous still dancing scene, and then the cops interrupted. Arthur runs away and got into a subway with a bunch of protesters. The cops got into a fight with the protesters, allowing Arthur to get away. Arthur is allowed to do his crown makeup on Murray because he said it's not a political statement. Arthur is told to keep it clean. Arthur wants to be called Joker because Murray called like awful Joker, like when he was showing awful stand up originally. Awful tells some jokes that weren't funny. I mean, they're not funny because he said, "What if a teenager die because of drunk driving?" Something like that. And like Murray's like, that's not funny. There's no punchline. I mean, you can argue it's an anti-joke, but still. Anyways, Alpha says he's the one that killed the kids on the train. Alpha thought killing those guys were funny. Alpha says he's sick of a system that doesn't care for him, and the upper class chooses for people what is wrong and right. Murray points out that Alpha is using self-pity to justify killing 3 guys. Alpha kills Murray by shooting him in the face after seeing Murray by him to make fun of him. I love this scene because Alpha has some points. The system doesn't give a shit about him. They don't. And yeah, the upper class decides, oh well, like we care about these 3 guys. We don't know who they are. Like, they don't know how fucking awful they were. They were terrible people based off of the train scene that we saw them on. But we go, oh, they're nice kids, poor kids, based on the fact they were upper class. But you also see, like, the people that are struggling say, fuck them, because they were upper class. No one's judging them about the characters or about the stats. But Murray counters like, you are justifying you feeling sorry for yourself for most. Like, no matter what, no matter if the system doesn't care about you, all that stuff, you're using any excuse to justify your actions. And he has a point there, and Joker's like, hey man, you just invited me on to make fun of me, and it's about time you gave what you fucking deserve, shoots him in the face, which is also true. Murray invited this, like, poor guy, which he didn't that at all. He didn't care. He wanted to maybe make fun of him. That's why he invited him on the show. Because he was a hit. Murray making fun of him was a hit. So it's like, well, let's get the guy on. But, like, again, it goes back to no one's correct. Like, Penny, going back to that and Awful killing his mom, I wanted to save this for this part. Awful looked up to his mom, 100% see his mom as, like, as a good figure in his life. And Penny, again, crazy, may not be crazy. Again, she said that Thomas Wayne might have made up some documents, but she believed Thomas Wayne was going to help them out. He was never going to help them out, even though he says, oh, staff is family. On TV, he never planned on helping them out. And he's like, look, and once the delusion, like, not the delusion, the illusion, I should say, of Penny being a positive figure in Awful's life disappeared, and it turned out she was a negative influence based off Arkham Hospital's records, he killed her. Because he viewed her as something oppressing him. And he got rid of, against the symbol of oppression. Like how after he sees Murray, being turned from a positive figure to a negative figure, he got rid of him. Again, also is not correct in this movie. He has points, but he's not, again, 100% correct. And it's a shame that he isn't able to get the help he's need for multiple different angles, mental health, financial, whatever it may be. But he's using that to justify all his horrible actions when it doesn't justify the horrible actions. And then Alpha gets arrested. Wyatt's happy because of what Alpha did, because they're like, yeah, fuck the witch, fuck the system, let's burn it down. Alpha gets free from a police car by his fans. We get the classic Thomas and Martha Wayne getting gunned down and getting told that they got what they fucking deserve too. Joker dances with the crowd around him and makes a smile with his blood. And we cut to Alpha in a mental hospital killing his new therapist and escaping. And I like the ending because he chuckles to himself. When we straight cut to like him being in the hospital, he goes like, I just thought of a joke, and his therapist like, you want to tell me? He's like, you won't get it. So if that applies, then maybe this whole movie was just in his head, which, again, which I'm fine with. A good chunk of it could be in his head and all that stuff. Like, I remember, like, I heard when this movie came out, about the sign at the beginning of the movie, you could see in his apartment. I was looking for that sign. I did not see that in my watch room. And if I see it while I'm editing footage, I will probably put that here. It's like, look, it's the sign. But I heard people saying that the sign was in the apartment, but again, I didn't notice it during the watch through this time around. But, like, you know, stuff that doesn't add up, or like stuff that's like kind of similar, but you can argue like, hey, the gun that Lando gave Arthur was in the same bag that Arthur's medication was in. So maybe that Arthur got that gun himself, and he just imagined Lando gave him that gun. Stuff like that. Like, you can theorize what actually happened all you want. You know, give that boat, put the pins in, the wet yarn, and have fun with it. But again, like, Thomas Wayne, like, he goes like, well, the city needs help. It does, you know, there's a garbage strike, which always makes me think of this.
It's true. Alice Cooper is a hippie, but he's the bad kind of hippie. He's the kind of hippie that breaks into people's offices, beats them up, shoots them in the head. Why? To steal their antique chairs.
There's a garbage strike, people are struggling, because, like, the city needs help. It does. And if there's one man that can help the city, it is Thomas Wayne. But he's a condescending asshole. And again, this does the message of classism and mental health in a brilliant way that I feel like it isn't preachy about. It doesn't feel like I'm being talked down to about these issues. It is done in a way that truly makes you think. And I think the ending about, like, oh, well, how much of this is actually real helps you think about the movie more and think about, like, what's going on in the movie more and help you process the message that it's trying to convey to you more. So, I think I've said enough about this movie. I love Joker. I love it. And I would give it a 10 out of 10. So thank you all for coming out. It's been fun. It's been blessed. Been a real fun blast. I don't know why I'm saying my Twitch outro, but why not? If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down. And hit that subscribe button if you want to see more for us reviews. And I will catch y'all next time. Bye.